Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Scott Sports 101. I'm Scott Schrolla. We're going to talk Browns and NFL news. We'll talk some Cavs and NBA news, and we have some NFL news as well. And I will talk a little Major League Baseball, Cleveland Indians, and NHL if we have time. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. Who won the 2012 World Series? I'll have the answer later on the podcast. Moving on to Browns news now. Browns free agent target Jadeveon Clowney is open to offers and still plans to sign somewhere before the start of the season. He told Josina Anderson on Tuesday. Clooney, whom the Browns have standing offers, said hasn't ruled anyone out. I have not, and Clowney said, I have not narrowed down a final team, he said. I'm still open. The Browns have made the pass rushing defensive end a one-year offer believed to be in the $15 million range, and their multi-year offer either tops all others or is right up there. League sources have told Cleveland.com. So why hasn't Clowney accepted it? I feel he needs to accept it, and soon. The Browns aren't his first choice, a source said, but he's not slamming the door on Cleveland either. One thing the Browns have that most others don't is plenty of cap space. They're atop of the leaderboard with more than $37 million, while other interested teams are financially strapped. The Saints have just under $9 million in cap space, and the Cowboys just have $11 million. The Titans have close to $20 million, and his 2019 team, the Seahawks, have almost $14 million. Clowney might be holding out for a coveted team to up the ante, but at this point, the Browns might start looking extremely attractive to him. The Browns haven't been actually pursuing Clowney, but their offers are still on the table, and they've been in contact with his agent, Bus Cook, because they are also negotiating a blockbuster extension for 2017 number one overall pick, Myles Garrett, who stands to become the first $25 million a year defensive end. And I think that is probably just going to be the thing that happens, but they have not ruled out Clowney as of yet. If Clowney, the number one pick in 2014, signs here, he'll make a formidable pass rusher duo with Garrett, who had 10 sacks in 10 games last season before being suspended for the final 6 games. Clowney, a 3-time Pro Bowler, notched three with the Seahawks last season and has 32 in his career, but disrupts the quarterback in other ways. Obviously, he has been a really good player in this league, a great pass rusher when he was in Houston. In Seattle, Browns defensive coordinator Joe Woods said on a Zoom call earlier this month, just really affects the game. If they sign Clowney, however, they'll likely have to part ways with Oliver Vernon, who's due to make $15.25 million this season, a sum that is not guaranteed until a week before the season. And that is absolutely true right there, and wholeheartedly. With training camp set to open July 28th, Clowney's new home address should be decided soon. So we'll have to wait. Will the Browns sign him? Will another team sign him? This is the big question, and I'll keep you updated on this developing story. Moving on to NFL news now. Cam Newton is now a member of the New England Patriots. For the first time in 20 years, the New England Patriots will be going into a season without quarterback Tom Brady. Although losing a six-time Super Bowl champion at quarterback seems like it should be a bad thing. The Patriots have brought in quite the replacement in the form of NFL MVP Cam Newton. Newton might not necessarily be an upgrade over Brady, but Randy Moss still likes the move. As a matter of fact, Moss likes the move so much that he thinks the Patriots can make a Super Bowl run if Newton can fix just one thing, his accuracy. And that is absolutely what he needs to fix. That's what he needs to do. If the former Panthers quarterback can improve that issue in New England, Moss likes New England's chances of getting back to the NFL's biggest game. Being able to have an athletic and mobile quarterback, that's something that the Patriots haven't seen in a long time, Moss said. But now, you're getting an athletic and mobile quarterback. So the only question that we have is, how accurate will Cam Newton be? Now, if he can be mobile and he can run the pocket and throw the ball and really get the ball to any player on the offense, then he will be able really be a valuable quarterback and maybe get the Patriots back to the Super Bowl, the NFL's biggest game. If Cam Newton is accurate with that football, you're talking about getting backup there for another MVP, possible Super Bowl run. And Moss said, "I'm here for that." Moss, a Pro Football Hall of Famer who spent 4 seasons as Brady's teammate, 2007 to 2010, also says that adding Newton to the Patriots offense will potentially make the unit more fun than it was when Brady was under center. And I think that is the absolute truth right there. Basically, Newton adds a dynamic, his ability to run the ball that Brady doesn't possess. I think we are getting ready to see how fun that offense can really be, Moss said Tuesday on ESPN, not discrediting anything Tom accomplished, because he accomplished some great things, but I think being able to have a guy like Cam Newton that can run the ball, they are able to spread guys out, and then being able to be that viable threat in the passing game, that he can just take the ball and run. Tuck the ball and run, excuse me. It's a pretty solid point by Moss. During Brady's 20 years in New England, opposing defenses almost never had to worry about him running the ball. Since his rookie year in 2000, Brady has only rushed for 1,037 yards in his last 3 seasons, which pales him in comparison to Newton, who has rushed for 1,052 yards in his last 3 seasons alone. And that includes the fact that he only played in 2 games last year. With Newton running the offense, Patriots fans are likely going to see the team do some stuff that they never saw with Brady. I think what we've seen coming out of New England for the past, let's say 20 years, there's going to be a change in New England, Moss said, and I agree wholeheartedly. There is going to be a change in New England. Moss really likes this move, and he hopes Cam Newton can be a potential NFL MVP Super Bowl quarterback. The Browns weren't the only team who talked to Cam Newton. I mean, the Patriots were not the only team that talked to Cam Newton. Excuse me. The Browns were the only other team who talked to Cam Newton before he signed a one-year deal with the Patriots. And I think that I agree. There's going to be a big change in New England this fall. So let's really see what will happen in New England when the season begins. We have some other NFL news that came in today. It's been rumored and expected, and now it's official. The 2020 preseason will be trimmed from 4 games to 2. Specifically, Week 1 and Week 4 have been scrapped. Yes, or scraped, excuse me. The league is expected to announce the move on Thursday. The move was driven by 2 primary factors. First, teams who will be playing on the road, playing preseason games on the road, want to move that many people. Second, given that no teams had on-field practice sessions in the offseason, coaches would rather have that extra time to work with their teams, and that will happen if they don't have to worry about 2 extra preseason games. Already the Week 4 preseason game is worthless, or more accurately, less worthless than the other preseason games. And I agree with that. It is worthless because that's just the last game before, dress rehearsal game before the regular season starts. So it's really the only loss of 1 preseason game. And the first preseason game doesn't typically involve much work from the starters anyway, and that is the truth right there. That is absolutely true. So there will only be 2 preseason games this coming preseason in August, and training camp opens July 28th. We will get to Cavs news in just a moment, but right now it is time to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. Who won the 2012 World Series? If you said the San Francisco Giants, you are correct. The Giants beat the Tigers in a 4-0 sweep. It wasn't their 7th, and it was their 7th in their 19th World Series appearance to leave them tied for 3rd in the all-time standings, behind the Yankees with 27 wins in 40 appearances. And the Cardinals with 11 wins, 18 appearances, and the Red Sox, who had 7 and 11. And I will have another trivia question on my next podcast, so stay tuned for that. Getting to the Cavs now, J.R. Smith is no longer a Cleveland Cavalier. Smith is now with and is a member of the Los Angeles Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers made the signing of J.R. Smith official on Wednesday, which means that Smith and LeBron James are teammates once again, and LeBron welcomed J.R. Smith to L.A. and said, it's like we never left, and that is absolutely true. And they're going to see, and I think he could do a hell of a lot more than what, and really put up some big numbers with the Lakers and do a lot of things he did here in Cleveland. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for this edition of Scott Sports 101. I'll be back with another podcast this weekend, but until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day and every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1, I'm done.